Hi everyone, how's it going? This is immigration attorney Moumita Rahman. For those of you watching me for the first time, I am an immigration lawyer based in New York City, and I serve clients all over the US and also all over the world for their US immigration needs, including filing for asylum, VAWA, marriage-based green cards, and fiancé visas, in addition to many removal defense cases and business visas. For those of you joining me today, I have a very important and critical piece of information regarding work permits and asylum applications. So if you are filing for asylum, or if you have already filed for asylum and have not yet received your work permit or applied for it, then this may apply to you. But before I go any further, I would love if you can do me a favor and make sure that you subscribe to my channel, especially if you're watching for the first time today. And please share my videos with your friends. And also make sure that you hit that notification bell so that you know exactly when I put out a new video. And trust me, immigration is so wild and crazy right now. There are new things happening every single day, so you don't want to miss anything that might affect your case. So without any further delay, what is going on today? So a proposed rule was published many months ago regarding the ability of asylum seekers to get work permits. And right now, this rule is scheduled to be published and go into effect on August 25th, 2020 this year. So there is really very little time left, about 2 months before this rule becomes published and effective. What does this do? This new rule is meant to severely restrict the ability of asylum seekers to get a work permit. So why is the government doing this? Why does the government want to make it difficult for asylum seekers to get a work permit? The reason is, in my opinion, is that they have just been completely biased against people who are fleeing persecution. They believe that they're taking over this country, which is completely not true. Many asylum seekers have come to the US, received asylum, become US citizens, and are completely productive and wonderful members of American society. But right now, the Trump administration is definitely trying to make it harder for them to even be able to survive in the US if they come here to seek asylum. And one of the ways that they're going to make it difficult for asylum seekers to be able to make a living is by restricting their ability to apply for work authorization. So if you don't already know, currently, if you have already filed your asylum application, you have to wait a full 150 days before you can even submit your work authorization application. This rule will change that and increase the 150-day wait time to a full 1 year. That's right, you heard it here. You will now have to wait a full 365 days to apply for a work permit if you have filed your I-589 application to seek asylum in the US. This is major. Can you imagine sitting without being able to work legally in the US for a whole 1 year? This will definitely make life a lot more difficult for people. The second thing that this rule does is that it is going to eliminate eligibility to even be able to file for asylum for a broad category of people. One category of persons who will no longer be eligible to even file for a work permit are persons who entered the US illegally, absent good cause. Now, whatever absent good cause means, we don't know yet, but the government is making it very clear that if you entered into the US unlawfully, then you will not be allowed to file for a work permit. Another category of persons who will now be ineligible to file for a work permit are persons who have been convicted of certain crimes, whether they are in the US or out of the US. So these are some of the ways that the government is now going to restrict and prevent people who are filing for asylum from even being able to get a mere work permit. It is meant to actively discourage people from coming to the US. It is meant to actively discourage people from filing an asylum application, or even if it doesn't discourage those people from filing for asylum, because guess what? People have real claims and people are legitimately afraid and unable to return to their home countries because they know that they will lose their lives. What it will do to them instead is it will make their life here more difficult, and they'll remain in poverty and they won't be able to survive or support their families. So this rule is really a step in the totally wrong direction, in my opinion, and I know that many people agree with me. Another thing that this rule will do is that it will get rid of recommended approvals. So one thing that you may not know about asylum applications is that if you have filed an affirmative asylum and the officer has recommended your case for approval, but for some reason they cannot actually issue the approval yet, then you cannot file for a work permit. So anyway, I know that this is not really great news, but I hope that you have found it informative. And again, please subscribe to my channel. And also, if you are seeking asylum and you need a consultation, call my office at 212-248-7907. I have helped so many people obtain asylum for various reasons, such as religious persecution, political persecution, and other protected categories through which they deserve asylum. And I have helped people get there, and I will be by your side. So make sure you call my office if you need a consultation. Make sure you just know what your legal rights are. Don't let the ability to file for asylum be wasted because this government is trying to discourage you. With that, I hope everyone has a great day and see you next week. This video is for informational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. For proper legal advice on your case, please call us to set up a consultation.